Whoa! Hey! Welcome to the show. If you can, yeah, you can hear me. I guess you can hear me. I don't know. Some people hear me. Some people don't.
I don't know.
I gotta get my IFB working again.
Yeah, we do.
So I can hear what I'm doing. Sometimes it's difficult. Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Scott Pienta. We are here in podcast section -1.3 of the studio.
Studio 1.5.
1.5.
Or 1B.
If you're wondering who that is, well, that's my co-host for the show. That's Mr. Josh Coletta drinking his coffee or
water, actually.
Water or whatever he's drinking over there. It's a non-alcoholic beverage.
No.
We are not partaking in
I
the
don't need
sacrament.
alcohol to sound stupid. That's...
I don't think anybody does. Hey, if you're not familiar with the show, well, this is it. It's called So This Is News. That's a show about, whatever we want to talk about. We talk about all kinds of stuff, and we enjoy your comments online, always participating into the show. We want you to be able to interject your opinion, and maybe some stories are stupid. Maybe you're dumb, or who knows where they're at.
Or I look like a midget compared to you because I foolishly decided to have you move the camera before we started the show.
You're much smaller. Let me move it really quick here. We could do that,
okay.
Can't we?
Yes, let's do this live. Show everyone.
Let's see. We'll get that.
A little bit.
No.
A little more.
See, I gotta loosen that.
Yeah.
A little bit. So.
There.
You're
now
stuck
it's
with it
where
now.
it was before.
You're stuck with it.
See, that's why I.
Here, you know what you do?
That's why
lower
I
your
wanted to,
chair down just a little bit.
Yeah, hunch over. Yeah, that's good for my spine.
Yeah, that's it. All right, let's see what we got on. Who we got watching today? I don't know. Let's see. We got maybe some people today. We got a couple comments, I think, already. Josh, I don't know. Already, man. People are commenting already. Oh, it's Lynn. Oh, it's just my mom. It's nobody important. To the show we go, and we're off and running with this first one. This first story. I'm sorry, I'm doing two things at once. I gotta stop doing three things at once. That's the beauty of being just yourself.
The producer of the show.
Producer of the show. I'm trying to watch social media, get things set up, so I can see what's going on, and at the same time, I'm trying to pull up my news story so I know what the heck I'm talking about. But this one is a big story. This one here, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation has promised to give up to $100 million to help contain the new coronavirus outbreak.
Coronavirus.
What did I say?
Canora.
That's what I said, right?
You said Canora.
Oh, did I say Canora? It's Corona.
Yes.
Why do I keep saying Canora?
I don't know. Think of the beer.
That's what I do every time.
Even though they don't want you to think of the beer, think of the beer.
That's what it is. But anyways, the organization is directing that $20 million go immediately to the groups like the CDC and the World Health Organization, along with public health authorities in Asia and Africa. In a statement Wednesday, the foundation said the donations would target efforts to detect the virus more quickly, limit its spread, and develop a vaccine. In addition to the research, better patent treatment options. Now, the pledge includes some $10 million the foundation had previously promised, but it is still a dramatic increase in the amount given to fight the new coronavirus. See, so that's what the, Bill. If you guys are watching in the foundation, we have our new corona test facilities in the back of this building here. We'll need a small donation of only $7.5 million, but we will fight vigorously to bring attention to this horrible thing. And hopefully he's come up with a cure.
Scurrilous lies.
If the president can lie, I can lie too. That's all I'm saying. Good Lord. I'm glad he's doing it, but man.
No, yeah, it's definitely an effort that needs to be done.
I got it. I'm in the wrong business. I need to get a job where people give me millions of dollars to find a cure or something. All right, and never find one. And that's the beauty of it.
Well, then they can sue you. Then that wouldn't work out so well.
So
got to produce something for that money.
Yeah, they got to do something for that money, I tell you. All right. This next one here is one that's going to get a lot of people upset, I'm sure, soon here.
Stupid.
A nationwide policy on flavored cigarette cartridge e-cigarettes products goes into effect today. Now, last month, the Food and Drug Administration announced companies must stop manufacturing, distributing, and selling most of the flavored cartridge-based e-cigarettes. Now, tobacco and methanol are the only two flavored cartridges still allowed in stores, but retailers can still sell bottles of flavored e-liquid and disposables. The policy change comes amid concerns about the growing number of young people using e-cigarette products. The FDA is giving businesses time to comply with the policy. It says it will wait to issue punishments until after May 12th.
You know what happens when you look at the numbers?
No.
The kids who are quitting smoking cigarettes are picking up e-cigs.
Right.
Because it doesn't have all the crap that cigarettes have in it. It's a cleaner product. I mean, it's still not healthy for you.
It is not, Josh. It is a horrible product that our children are in trouble with.
No, and this is discouraging that transition. I mean,
they just want to look like freight trains going down the street,
taking a good thing, demonizing it because we have to have some public panic. Something has to drive this controversy. And
I look at it as just another distraction.
Well, but it's a distraction, but it's government stepping in where government does not need to step in and creating more harm than good. It's just stupid.
Well, what do you folks think online? Do you think it's stupid, or do you think that you use e-cigarettes? I mean, I don't.
There are
personally
plenty of
use
people.
them.
I don't either. I know plenty of people who do.
Right, I know people that do, and I got
yeah.
a friend of mine down in Texas, and he's all bent out of shape about it. I'm like, well, it doesn't affect me. I mean, my son uses e-cigarettes, and it's better than smoking in the house, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad in that general area, you know. So,
but I mean, these.
I mean, he's 22 years old, so I mean,
Yeah.
he can smoke if he
But
wants.
I mean, these things have
business.
been proven to, help people quit smoking actual cigarettes of all ages, not just, underage kids, but adults as well.
Right.
So, I mean, why are we ruining a good thing here?
Right.
It just makes no sense at all.
No, I agree. So, that's the government stepping in sometimes where they don't belong.
Yep.
But this one here, well, this is a video of a high-speed train. Italian authorities say
It's
at
a
least
very rare thing.
2 people died and dozens were injured after a high-speed train derailed in Italy's Lodi province early on Thursday morning. Now, this crash happened some 30 miles southeast of Milan in the north of the country. The train's 2 conductors were killed, and 28 people were injured, according to the Italian Fire Brigade. Now, the Italian State Police says it was on site investigating this accident. Now, I tell you what, them high-speed trains over in Europe, they move.
Oh, yeah.
Amtrak has tried to bring the high-speed train over here
We
on the
just
East
don't
Coast.
have the tracks.
Yeah, our tracks aren't wide enough. That was a big problem.
And it's not even just that they're wide enough. We don't have tracks that don't cross at grade.
Right.
I mean, one of the big problems down in Florida with the, it's now Virgin. It's now a Virgin train line, but it used to be called Brightline, was the high-speed rail from Miami to Orlando, is that they're using existing tracks from the Florida East Coast Railway that cross streets through all of the metro areas and even the rural areas as well. There are track crossings there, and people are literally getting killed because of it.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't had a train derail yet, knock on wood, but they have
there's
had
still most of them
numerous
are going at their
vehicular
full
accidents.
speed because I had a customer out in Maryland and he worked on those trains. And he says, Scott, the biggest problem is we can't go full speed because our tracks aren't built for them. So they're taking the chassis, the wheelbase of a a local train style, American-made style, and affixing it to a European high-speed train body. The two don't match, and so they can't go at full speed, and then you have the issue that you say.
Yeah, the highest the Brightline is reaching, or Virgin again, I keep going back to the old name, the highest that's reaching right now is about 85 miles an hour, and that's for a very short distance between West Palm Beach and, I think, Kissimmee.
And that's about it's like Maryland, if they'd run from D.C. to New York, and Same scenario, 85 miles. I mean, I'm driving as fast as this high-speed train on the bypass on 495 around Philadelphia.
Yep.
I mean, or around Wilmington to Philadelphia. I mean, you're not going. It's not going.
And these are all reasons why, like I said, this kind of crash or this kind of derailment in Europe or anywhere else in the world really is very rare because they don't have at-grade crossings. They have the tracks built for that speed. It's a completely separate infrastructure from the original train network and all of the roads. So, you have all those safety features built in, whereas here in the States, we don't. So for this to happen over there is actually, like I said, very rare. It's surprising. It's going to be interesting to see what the cause was. I would imagine probably something somehow got on the track and disrupted the travel, but it's something that rarely happens there, but you're probably going to hear more and more about here.
Right.
As we build out, or as we at least try to.
Well, I mean, the only way to fix it is either elevated or you're going to have to go underground. One of the two.
And that's one of those things that, when they first started building in Florida, I said, you're going to have to build elevated tracks because you can't go underground. The water table's too high. You can't build tunnels.
Right.
So, you're going to have to go elevated, and they didn't, and that was the result. So.
Well, and the other biggest issue is I mean, those trains in Europe, I mean, I was talking about this train derailment. I mean, those things go 150 mile an hour plus. I mean,
one little thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong.
Yeah, some of them are clipping 250 miles an hour, I believe, between Germany and France. I mean, them things are moving. So, yeah, it's a big accident. It could have been much worse.
Yes.
Luckily
only 2 people died because that could have been much worse.
So, let me see what else we got talking about, Josh. Well, we got this CEO.
Racial slurs,
This CEO was suspended. Now, we're not going to play the audio of the video, but let me give you the lowdown on this story. Now, the CEO of an Arizona company is suspended after being caught on camera using a racial slur against an African-American Uber driver. Now, this happened last week in Tempe.
Yep.
Now, the Uber driver and ASU student Randy Clark couldn't believe what he had heard when the passenger he picked up from Scottsdale called him the N-word, he says. Now, moments before this is kind of going into what had happened. You see right there on the side of the car, it says the front seat is for people of 3 or more, or two groups of 3. Because he had the driver had been sexually assaulted one time, so he doesn't feel comfortable with people sitting in the front seat. So he had stickers placed outside the car on the glove box warning passengers the front seat is off limits. Now it turns out when a man got into the back seat of the CEO is from Agroplasma, Mr. Hans Berglund. Now, he has since apologized in a statement, said he regrets his action and reads in part, I firmly believe there's no excuse for the use of racial slurs under any circumstance, so I will not offer any. But Randy wants wants Hans to say sorry in person. Meanwhile, Agroplasma says Berglund remains employed but has been removed from his duties for now. Now, what Agroplasma sells is organic fertilizer growers in Arizona and across the country. So, you got busted, man. And there's just no excuse for it anyways. I mean, just because he doesn't want you to sit in the back seat or front seat, so what? I ride Uber all the time.
Yeah.
We were just talking about it yesterday when I go to Vegas or go anywhere out of town. I take Uber all the time. If they want me to sit in the back seat, I prefer to sit in the back seat, to be honest with you. I'm pretty cool with
you're
that.
sitting in a taxi.
Right.
So, I mean, why would it be any different with an Uber?
Yeah.
I mean, there's or whatever.
There's a few times I'll sit in the front seat of my Uber driver. It happens, and they'll usually, hey, just hop in the front seat. They'll say something. But otherwise, if there's a sign in the back that says, I want you to sit in the back, hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I have no problem.
You know what I mean?
With that.
If that's where you want me to sit, it is what it is.
But
it's their car.
This just kind of points to the fact that in this day and age, if you don't realize that you have cameras and microphones on you everywhere at any given time,
people don't think about it. We are always, even in what we do here, like we know we're at camera, we're not on air, and we still always watch what we say because you never know. Heck, you could have hit the button.
Something can be live.
Something can be live. Something. Who knows?
That's one of the first things you learn in Broadcasting 101 is every mic is live.
And there's been a few times where I've gotten frustrated at the equipment not working. I'm like, what? And I realized I'm like,
and it's a good thing we don't have FCC regulations on us.
Because there's some times that the little red light automatically just happens to turn on right when I'm in the middle of a rant. I'm like, yeah, let me.
Red light turns on. Yeah. Oh shit! Oh damn! God damn it!
It's pretty much like that. Yeah, it's you get out to some high schools and we're filming games and things aren't going the way you want to. You want to get the broadcast up so people can enjoy the game, and this happened last year at football playoffs in of when we were doing the reading game and up at Harper Creek.
Yeah.
And, I go there the day before to test. We spend hours testing. Our crew is split in several stadiums, one in Jackson, one in Harper Creek, because we're filming several different games for the MHSAA. And
I was in Jackson for that one.
Yeah, you were in Jackson for that one. I was in Battle Creek. We set up. I tested the day before. Both systems were up and running. Jackson, the game at the Jackson High Stadium was perfectly fine. You guys had no problem.
Yep.
I
Well,
get to
we
my
had
stadium.
problems, but we
you
we
worked
masked
through
them well
you
enough.
maxed them well, right? But I get to my stadium, but you guys had the internet working. Your guys' service worked.
You did
And
not.
I worked with the school and got everything working, tested the day before, everything worked out. And come the day of the game,
All of a sudden, it doesn't work again.
nothing's working.
Yeah.
The firewalls are all back up. Nothing's
Yep.
working. And I chewed that guy. I mean, I was so mad because the guy that's in charge of that wasn't in town. And this is a playoff game.
Yeah.
There's only 16 of them going on in the state.
Yep.
And if it's the last game before Ford Field, and there's nothing I could do. I have no
And
cell phone service.
We're relying on that income from advertising. The MHSAA is relying on that income from
thousands of
subscriptions.
dollars are given back.
I mean, this is a big money proposition here.
Thousands of
and,
dollars are
all of
given
a sudden,
back.
there's no one to turn to.
They were trying to call me. I'm in the middle of broadcasting. I can't answer my phone and try to deal with a technical issue because we're short-staffed. We're trying to put the game on, and so we're filming the game at least to film it. And what are you going to do? You're cussing up one way down the other, and I was not happy. So
For good reason.
it is what it is. It's tough, but that's the way it
Which
goes.
is part of why we're trying to find our own connections to
not
have to rely on schools
and we're
anymore
getting
like
those
that.
now. So but if you're watching, I mean, if you don't know this show, I should have given a disclosure. This show is kind of about anything. We talk about all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we're way off what we started talking
right.
about.
we were talking about this gentleman, the CEO, getting a disclosure, and now we're on us and our problems and woes and everything else. But don't worry, folks. We're still here.
Yep.
I'm watching my lights blink over here for my YouTube channel. But that's just the part for the chorus. That's the way it usually goes. So, anywho, we wanted to remind everybody next Wednesday. I just posted it on our site. Next Wednesday at 2 p.m. You're going to be able
broadcast.
to. We're going to be doing a remote. We're going to be out. Actually, I need to go out there, make sure our wireless connection is going to be working and everything else. So. I'll probably run out there this weekend or beginning of next week. But anyways, we're going to be out at the Shed. If you don't know what the Shed is, don't be surprised. Nobody does. It's so new. Not yet. It's so new and so happening that nobody knows about it except for us cool cats, here at HTV1. So we're gonna do a live remote from out there, and what it is these folks give back a lot to the community. They're retirees, both cancer survivors, and one's actually going through cancer treatment now. And they love to bake, and they give a lot of their profits away, but they want to. It's a passion, and so this one is going to be for them. They are trying to raise money to be able to buy the proper refrigeration, so they can get the proper licenses and be an actual licensed kitchen instead of running under the cottage law right now that they are, which is what do you call it? Food that can expire. What am I looking for? That's the word I'm looking for. Perishable. Thank you. I knew it started with a P, and my brain was like not functioning there right now. So we're going to be out there next Wednesday at 2 p.m. You can order. You can place your orders online. You can chat with them. We're going to be teaching us how they make certain things. They're not going to give their secrets away because they got some really cool secrets, but. I am going to be dieting Monday and Tuesday.
Yes.
No foods, just water. And then Thursday, Friday. So Wednesday, look for me to taste test a lot of food because it smells amazing
Just
in there.
make sure you have some protein to go with that sugar because you will crash.
It's going to be something. It's going to be something, all right. So, we want you to check that out next Wednesday right here on HTV1 and on our Facebook page where we'll be doing that live. Check us out there in Quincy when we'll be doing that. That's where the shed is located. So we'll be right back. We're getting ready to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about some other things, including, Josh is not in the news, but somebody with a name close to his name is in the news.
I'm kind of anticipating this being a full penalty of the law type thing because people confuse me for this guy all the time. So
right, and the former Hillsdale teacher whose home was raided in a child pornography case investigation has been scheduled for a formal arraignment. We'll have that story and a little bit talk about that in a little bit here. And if we want to hear from you, we can message right on our Facebook page. We're checking our social media. Tell us what you think right here on HTV1 and on So This Is News.
Authentic Mexican food is just a short drive away at El Cerrito in Coldwater and Hillsdale. The variety-packed menu has something for everyone, with classic Mexican dishes, El Cerrito specialties, and tasty treats for dessert. Don't forget the best margaritas in town with margarita specials Friday and Saturday. And carry-out ordering is great for work lunches or picking up dinner for the family. Make your next meal a fiesta for your taste buds at El Cerrito on Chicago Street in downtown Coldwater and Carlton Road in Hillsdale.
There's a reason that professionals shop at Jonesville Lumber. They expect quality, service, and knowledge. And that's exactly what they receive. For nearly 100 years, Jonesville Lumber has been family-owned. We take pride in serving our area with great products at competitive prices. We have dedicated project estimators in-house